What's up, guys? So I'm joined by Gianni because EA have just released their pitch notes, which is a gameplay deep dive of their upcoming EA Sports FC 26. And Gianni and me, but especially Gianni, is quite excited about what we're seeing here, and he thinks we have the return of FIFA 17. So, what are your thoughts after reading this article, Gianni?
I'm so excited. I can't lie. I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I
so
can't wait.
I had a quick skim through it. I think there is some potential here, so we're gonna go through it together. And also we're just gonna compare it to what eFootball did yesterday. Like I know eFootball yesterday just did a presentation on like 30 years of like nostalgia, and it was more a celebration of 30 years rather than what's coming up, in the future. But like it is embarrassing from Konami that everyone thought we were gonna see, and it would have made sense to talk about what's coming in eFootball 25 if there is anything coming, and they did mention a few things, but they look bad to me. Like that chemistry system, I feel like it's just going to be a way of making the card more pay to win. And then that others, I don't even know what the other thing is. It's some nonsense about trading badges or something, wagers with badges or something. I don't know. Do you even know, Johnny, what they announced yesterday?
To be honest, I didn't even look. I just saw little screenshots here and there.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought the Konami presentation was at 5 p.m. our time. It was actually at like 10 a.m. So I was at work and I went on Twitter and seen I missed it, and then I was kind of happy I missed it because it looked terrible. I did not want to be live streaming that. But anyway, FC 26, we're going to take a look at this. So they've already kind of teased a little bit about this last week, and it kind of got me interested a little bit. I don't know about you, but I was saying like I don't think I was excited at that point, but I definitely wasn't disappointed. Like I was kind of more excited than I was before the original trailer dropped. Whereas when we compare what happened with Konami yesterday, I'm less optimistic now about eFootball 25 compared to what I was before their event. But basically, EA's strategy is, with their kind of marketing for this year, we've been terrible for the last 10 years. We neglected you, we hated you. And it's like an abusive relationship, and now they're admitting all their faults and they're promising they're gonna fix it. I don't know if it's true or not. We're hoping it's true, but we get suckered in every year, Johnny. So
you know.
Yeah. Alright, so they have two presets for gameplay, competitive and authentic, and this is how it should be done, because most people watching this video will talk and complain about like the gameplay, it's sluggish, it's unresponsive. And then when a game comes out and actually makes it responsive and stuff, you're then gonna complain that it doesn't look realistic. Like there's a lot of people who don't know what they want. There is about maybe not 90% of people watching this, maybe 90% of everyone who plays the game. Maybe it's more like 50% of people watching. They don't know what they want. So essentially, if you've been not enjoying football games since about 2015, 16, that goes for PES. 18 would be the last on my list there. It's because you don't actually care about what the game looks like. You just like responsive gameplay. I don't know where you would kind of do that cut off, Gianni, because I think PES 19 was the first year that PES kind of started its downfall in my eyes. I don't know about you.
I think PES 19 was that when they started introducing
That was when they first started reduced on Dream Team. That was the first year they started doing all these pay to win player of the weeks and stuff. Before that, it was just Legends and GP cards.
I think for me, it might have been PES 20. I think for me,
yeah. Well,
PES 20.
I don't think PES 19 was the most sluggish. It was just also the fact that you could still play football, but you could also just be really spammy. Like I just remember Aubameyang being really OP, and like I was really good at PES 19. Like I was playing in PES League, and because Ireland was in the rest of the world, I just missed out on qualification. I think I was 26th when top 25 qualified. I was 3 points off, but I was so pissed because if I was like classified under England, or they put the UK into kind of one group, so there's 20. Actually, I think it was top 8. Actually, I don't know. It might have been top 8. Anyway, if they put like the UK into one big group instead of having Ireland and the rest of the world, out of 25 games, I think I was 10 wins ahead of the best UK player. So like, the reason I'm bringing that up is because even though I didn't really like PES 19, I was still quite good at it. So I think my dislike of it is kind of, it's not me just complaining because I'm bad at the game. It's just, in my eyes, the downfall. And then they kind of saved it with eFootball, in my opinion. But that was a bit of a tangent. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, if it's going to be impossible to balance the mix between authentic and like responsive, so just separating them, particularly like, authentic should be focused on offline or when you're using real teams, and then having responsive when you're playing with Ultimate Team, because having Ruudhulla and Yamal on the same team doesn't make sense anyway. So why are we trying to make this game realistic? I think it's the best way of splitting it up. Okay, basically here they're just saying like we've refined everything and we've made everything better, so you can go ahead and pre-order. It doesn't really, you can't just trust them on that. So they do go into a bit more depth further down. So I don't think we're reading this and thinking anything. I think it's more further down that we're actually getting interested. Yeah, and then here it's the same thing again. I always laugh because every single year they will say, "Oh, we've made goalkeepers more consistent and intelligent and balanced." And I'm like, I'm sure you have. I really am sure you have, because you say it every year and I never notice a difference. So I think the same applies to everything there, but they do go in and explain the kind of actual mechanics a bit further down here. So one core fundamental is how players move with and without the ball. I think that the only two things that really matter in a football game is passing and dribbling. Like shooting, everything else, tackling. They're the only two things really. You can play a football game without them being very good, I think, but just as long as dribbling and passing are good, that's the only thing that matters. I don't know, what about you? I would say dribbling's more important than passing. But what would you say? Passing's more important?
For me, I'd say I think the main two things for me is dribbling and
defending.
Passing, I think followed by passing, I'd say, and then shooting. Just I feel like I can pass into the goal. I don't really
care. Yeah, shooting for me is. I mean, and FIFA has managed to get this wrong. I don't think PES has ever had this wrong. But FIFA has had it where if you're 1-on-1 with the keeper, it was worse than like being on a certain finesse shot angle or a trivela angle. I don't think this year it's that bad for that. I think this year you can be in front of goal. But PES has always been good for me in terms of if you're in the box, I feel like you're confident. But as long as once you're inside the box and, you know, at a normal angle, you can score. That's all that matters. It doesn't have to be the most complex system. The engaging thing about a football game isn't press and shoot. It's, you know, outsmarting your opponent with a body feint or, you know, passing through his midfield by having your formation set up well. Like that's where the enjoyment is. So yeah, definitely think dribbling and passing are the most important. But essentially they have retuned how close the player keeps the ball to themselves when dribbling. What I don't understand about I don't understand how it's hard to make dribbling responsive in a football game, considering in FIFA the last few years, and then specifically PES. What was the PES where the pre-order bonus was that like really young Messi?
9. That was that 20 or 21?
Yeah, 20. It might have been 21. It might have been like the re-release. But I hated dribbling on that. I remember you tried it about a year ago. Remember you downloaded that mod and you were shocked at how bad the dribbling was because it's kind of forgotten. Yeah, like I hated the dribble in that game, alright? But when I used to play co-op and one of my teammates had that really young Messi, the dribbling was actually quite good with him, and I actually thought it was fun. So what I didn't understand, that this goes for FIFA, this goes for UFL, it goes for every version of PES, every version of eFootball. If the dribbling is bad, why can't they just like jack up everyone's stats? So, you know, what feels like 99 dribbling now would actually just be like 80 dribbling, and then just have like, because it's all a slider on how responsive they make the animations on the pitch respond to your input. So I don't know why they can't just do that, and maybe that's all they are doing, but like I just don't understand how like they can. And both games have done it for a few years where eFootball has actually started. We were talking about this recently off stream, Johnny, how dribbling isn't as responsive now anymore in eFootball. Like, why do they do this? Why do they make like, I don't know, why do you think they make dribbling less responsive in these games?
I think eFootball is slightly different. I'll get into that in a second. But like, in terms of FIFA's one, I think they prioritized obviously gameplay animation, stuff like that. And the problem they had was obviously that the PlayStation 5, Xbox and stuff, they couldn't keep up with those things. So that's why the game was either heavy or slow. But if you go on PC, the PC can keep up.
Okay.
That's why PC is more
responsive. Well, okay, that makes sense because you're working with like multiple versions of the game. Because when I play on PlayStation and I use Messi on FIFA, like Messi feels good. I can actually dribble with Messi. But when I dribble with like Neymar, even like Neymar is not even that level. But you're saying like when the game's working, like dribbling with every player kind of feels like it should, but because the game doesn't work on console specifically, it just throws out. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But for eFootball, I don't think we have that same issue. So like, why have eFootball made dribbling worse recently, do you think? And sorry, let me rephrase that. First off, do you think it's intentional? And then secondly, if it is intentional, why has it been worse?
I think it's very much intentional, and I'm saying this because I think they want the game to be very simple in terms of end to end. So it's not like you can hold the ball for long on one side and do what you want on the other. It's more like if I go down this side, it's either I shoot, pass, or get tackled, and then run down the other, and same vice versa. So I think that's what they've gone for now. Before they went for the 1v1 duels, 22, but now it seems they're going for the counter attack end to end gameplay. And I think from what I've seen as the managers, there's now long ball counter and quick counter. So I'm guessing that's what they're going for.
Sorry, what's that about managers? I didn't catch it.
I was saying the managers they're focusing now on long ball counter and quick counter, and the gameplay right now suits that kind of football because you're not holding the ball. Or so I want to say holding the ball. You can.
Well, we had this argument. We had this argument off stream. So basically, we had an argument off stream. Yeah, we had an argument off stream, right? Well, not an argument. Like we weren't fighting, but we were debating because Johnny hasn't played eFootball in recent months, and he was saying he played a couple of games. And he was saying to me like how he can't keep the ball anymore. The pressing is relentless, and I was shocked because I've been playing possession for the last few months since 4.4 came out, and I've had no issues. So I said to him, let's play a game and I'll show you can keep the ball. So we played and I showed him I could keep the ball, but he pointed out to me that, yes, I can keep the ball against him, but I'm passing now a lot more than I used to. Whereas I used to hold on to the ball with dribbling. So we went and watched some video like Johnny uploaded 2 or 3 years ago of us playing, and you can tell like when I had the ball, I didn't have to like pass it 3 times to beat the press. I could actually just like drop a shoulder and kind of eggs the other way and still have time on the ball. So yeah, I've kind of adapted to that, and I didn't even notice. Like I just played it. I've been playing consistently enough that, you know, when you just do something consistently enough, you kind of don't notice the changes. Whereas you taking a long break and you could actually, you know, look at it from the outside in. So so yeah, I definitely do agree with you. Now I still think possession is better now than it was before 4.4, and it's just I think it's just because the passing's more open, so I think you can use wide players a little bit more now, and I think that's mainly it because on possession you want to stretch the pitch. So I think that's the reason possession is better. But yeah, I don't think just because possession is better it means that long ball counter and quick counter are worse.
Yeah, I agree. I think with that, it's just like I mentioned before. It's just whereas before you could back yourself. If there was a little gap between 2 defenders, you can back yourself to run into that gap. Yeah, you might lose the ball, but you back yourself. At least 80% of the time, you're going to get that ball through the gap. But now, if you see that gap, you're like, I'm going to pass it backwards or pass it to the side or pass it to my wing back or out wide midfielder. But again, if that's what eFootball was going for, I'd rather them advertise that than just let it happen. So we know what we're going into.
Yeah, I think an understanding of why they do what they do. Because like, just to go back, so when eFootball first came out, the focus was on 1v1 dribbling, and Iniesta was the player they got to market it, okay? But what that meant is that the AI defending was very bare bones. So I'd say me and you heard what Konami... Because the thing is, like, Konami usually always advertise something new every year, and this is going back to PES. They talk about it, and then no one listens and no one uses it. Like, I don't know off the top of my head, but if you were to go back to every PES trailer, there was something specific Konami wanted you to do in the game, and people never listened. So Konami wanted you to dribble in eFootball when it first came out, and then that finesse, remember the old finesse dribbling? That's what I started my channel on. I uploaded a video on how to do finesse dribbling. No one ever knew what it was, and it got like, 10,000 views, and that was the first ever video I done. And then no one used it, and Konami knew this, so they had to add in. Excuse me. They had to add in the finesse dribbling with the R1 button. But anyway, my point was, because Konami had communicated to us that 1v1 dribbling was a focus, when we seen the AI defending wasn't helping out that much and looked a bit silly at times, we didn't really care because we understood, okay, this is what the game's trying to do. It's not trying to hold your hand. It's trying to really get you to focus on dribbling past each other. So if Konami, what I think you're saying is, if Konami could explain like what their philosophy is with the game a little bit more, maybe we'd accept the changes they've made a little bit more.
Yes, that's exactly the point.
because like I kind of adapted. Like personally, I just started passing it more instead of holding onto the ball with the dribbling. So I guess like in that sense, like I'm kind of happy with it. But you're looking at it like, why has this game changed and it hasn't been explained to you? It wasn't explained to me either. But like, you would be more on board with it if it did get explained, I think.
Exactly. Like if they made for instance a trailer where it's like, oh, make like emphasizing making risky pass gets you punished, or trying to say or shows a clip
or beat
of
the
saying,
press.
oh,
Yeah,
you can't run down. You have to pass.
Their tagline was beat the press. So like and then they showed you like how like, because like me and you know this because we play the game enough, but a lot of people don't know how to beat the press. They don't know how to use their anchor man, their recycle options, like when to hold on to the ball. If they just explain these in trailers and show that the game they want to make is the AI will defend quite strongly for you, but if you just know how to pass it around and recycle the ball, you will get through them. Like if they just made that clear to people, I think then people be more accepting of the press. Because I don't mind when the AI presses me relentlessly. I just pass it around them or dribble around them, and I think it's fine. But I think a lot of people see it as overpowered AI. Maybe it is.
And just to add, I don't know if you remember, you probably didn't, but if you remember, there was a PES 2013 trailer, 2012. I remember when they first introduced like player ID with the CR7 running animations and like tiki taka. I remember when they first introduced it. When they did that breakdown, it made me realize, like when this game, when the game's gonna come out, this was the first thing I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that CR7 run style, the tiki taka, the defending, because like that was in the trailer, that was what we're expecting. But now it's like they just give you a bunch of text when you log in, and it's like you don't read it.
Yeah.
5 months down the line, you're like, why am I not dribbling anymore? Why am I just
yeah, what happened? Like why? Like I used to never play meta, and then I had about 8 months there where I only played meta, and I couldn't use possession. Like I used to play possession in Poland when I was in there for the European Games, and I used to win. I got out of the knockouts. I lost it in Dominator, unfortunately. I was using possession then, alright, and then for a year on eFootball, I couldn't use possession. I would get about 50% win rate, and it wasn't because I didn't know how to play possession anymore. It's because the game changed fundamentally, but they never explained this. They just changed it and changed it and changed it. So yeah, I think you're right. And then we're talking about dynamic dribbling on FC. I don't know how we got onto all that with PES.
Yeah.
But I think the main point was that the difference here is FC are really showing us what they're changing and why they're changing. So
exactly.
And I think one thing they're changing here that maybe we can see in the video is the left stick speed. So this is the left stick, if you just watch the video, like of FC25, and I think, yeah, it looks sluggish. And then look at this. This looks robotic. It looks arcadey, but that looks good. That looks like when I move my controller, something's going to happen on the screen. I think like there will be a lot of people who don't like this, and they'll say, this is arcadey. This is why I don't like FIFA. This is why I liked PES back in the day. If you go back to PES, and you go back to those, what are the good PES games? If you go back to PES 6 and 5, I think. Now, I never played these, but I've watched them. If you go back to PES 10, I think PES 10, apparently 13 was good. I didn't play that one. And then PES 15, 16, 17, and 18, like, they're all very responsive, those games. And then if you go to PES 20 and 21, I think people look back at them with nostalgia. But when those games were out, people hated them. I don't know if anyone remembers. I don't know what you remember, Johnny, but I swear people hated those games when they were out.
Yeah, I think this is why FIFA have done. I see. I'm already like lazy in FIFA, even though I haven't played the game. But I think this is what they've done well. They've separated offline and online game modes. Like eFootball doesn't seem to understand. Yes, you've moved away from PES, but then move away completely to the point where like anything that's PES related, just make it offline, and anything that's eFootball related, just make it online.
Yeah, I agree. Because like you said earlier, you can't balance them. Like you can strike a balance and make no one happy, or you can just separate them and make everyone happy.
Now, like on eFootball, if I get hit with a shot, why is my player like stunned? Like, yes, if that was career mode, I'd understand when my player's stunned. But in a competitive game, I shouldn't see unnecessary animations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like that new shielding thing, like I hate it. It's not as bad now as it was when it came out, but like there's just no need for it. Like I know it looks more realistic, it looks cooler. Maybe the game did need more of a physical like aspect, but they botched the execution. Whereas when I played FC 25, and I was explaining to people like C25 has a physical system, and I never thought about it, and that's how it should be. Like I never questioned it. Anytime a player shielded, they shielded well, and then anytime a player was weak and they got pushed over, it happened, and I never thought about it. It was only when someone asked me, "What's the physical like in FC?" I had to think about it, and then I go, "Okay, let's look at it." And that my point is like because I never noticed it, probably meant it was pretty good. Like if you don't notice it, it's pretty good. You only notice player switching is bad, or you only notice the player switching in a game when it's bad and it goes against you. When the player switching is working for you, you don't notice it. So Konami's biggest problem is you can definitely notice the physical system and it gets in the way. But here's something that I actually don't like that EA have kind of talked about. They're removing agile dribbling, which is L2R2. So they're removing the crab walk dribble, which was like prime FIFA 17. So
wait, you don't like that?
I like that L2R2.
I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of them removing it.
I don't know. Like it's like I know we still have hold L1, which is basically similar, but it's just not as effective. If they kind of buff that hold L1, like I guess it could be good. But I think L2R2 is just like the old finesse dribbling we had in eFootball. So the ability to dribble backwards / side to side is pretty good without turning your body, I think. So I'm
yeah, but if your guy like they're emphasizing like just using the left stick.
Yeah, but then you turn your back.
Why, yeah, that's the point. You want your guy to turn your back because or use L1 because L1 you shouldn't. There should be like in this gameplay. I think what they've done is they've done two things. There's slow tempo and fast tempo, nothing else. There's no in between. The L2R2 was in between, whereas now L1's slow or quick. And I think that is exactly what you need in competitive FIFA. Just slow or quick. There should be no 50-50, he say, she say, or let me L2 dribble. Like, no. Just slow dribble. Let there be a little bit of like a build up, like tension, and then quick.
Okay, I actually think that makes sense because you're saying there's no in between. It's fast or slow. Because if we look at eFootball, there is in between, and also the finesse dribbling isn't good. So I think you're right because if the dribbling is a mix between really slow and explosive, when you're defending, you have to really like defend well, and you can't. You can get caught in the middle. Be caught, and then so if you can explode out really fast, you kind of want to back off, but then or get really close, and then if you get really close, and your opponent can do these really fine dribbles, they can skip by it. So yeah, I think actually because of what you're saying there makes me a little bit more optimistic. I still don't know it though. I still don't know though. Like just to go on a little bit of a tangent, I'm sure you're keeping up with Battlefield that they've kind of went back on it a little bit with the beta, but they're gonna remove class locked weapons. If you heard about that, like I don't really care about that, but I would rather it didn't happen just because EA don't have our trust with Battlefield at the moment. So I don't want them doing stuff that's new. I want them to do what's worked before. So I'd rather them stick with it. And I think that's what I'm talking about the L2R2 here. Like maybe it will be better. Maybe after the fact I'll be saying it's a lot better. But I don't want them to mess with stuff. Like I want them to just do what worked before and stick with it because it worked in FIFA 17.
And another thing with it, and I think another thing is with this competitive and then the offline and the authentic thing, I think what they've done with the L2R2 again is in FIFA 25, the L2R2 was inconsistent to the point where if you got near a defender, it would slow you down or your input wouldn't be registered. I think what they've done, they've removed it completely so your input is always registered. It's either you do the L1 dribble or you just go straight left stick.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully it means L1 gets better. And we'll see.
I think they did mention in there that back and stuff was boosted.
But look, if so basically EA's philosophy with dribbling the last few years has been we're gonna increase the depth of dribbling by having like 6 different dribble types that are loads of different button combos, whereas eFootball went the opposite way and had it literally just on the left stick and R2 with the old finesse dribbling. Then they added the new finesse dribbling, so they added another button, but still it's very like I
mean, they kind of mentioned in the dribbling animation the bit where it says animation transitions and branching have been improved for increased responsiveness to diminish the feeling of being locked in to animation. So, that's the L2R2.
So yeah,
I got locked in.
That's my point. Like, as in eFootball, the dribbling feels really free. Like you can, you never really, other than the new animations or physical contact. Okay, other than that, but the underlying dribbling, like it feels really free. It feels like you're kind of fluid and you you're kind of like water, and you can change your form or shape. I don't know. I'm talking like Bruce Lee now, but like. Whereas in FIFA, it's like, okay, now I'm L1 dribbling, now I'm L2 R2, now I'm holding R1, now I'm left stick, now I'm doing, elasticos and stuff. Like, it feels very like you're in like 6 different segments of dribbling. Whereas the football felt like a fluid liquid. Whereas I hope, and it looks like what you're saying there, yeah, they're trying to move into that with eFootball. So hopefully EA actually succeed in that. For movement,
I'm excited to see the effort dribble, because I do that. So they mentioned it can be contextual now.
What is effort dribble?
That's that. You know when you hold R1 and right stick flick.
Oh, I like that. That's actually that's one aspect of the dribbling I like in FC. It's just not effective enough. But yeah, that's effort. Yeah, I think that should be, because the way effort dribbling works now in FC is that it's like a last gasp dribble.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it should be more like, I think they should make it more like not last gasp dribble, but like just more intentional dribbling. Like it's so you know like when you do an effort dribble now in FC25, like your player kind of, it's not that he falls over, but it's like that should be his last touch under pressure. There should be no, if you wanted to continue, you have to be completely free of pressure now. Whereas if they make it so you can do it under pressure continuously, I think that could be good, because you're basically just cutting in and out of defenders. So that's, yeah, hopefully that effort dribbling's actually like a good focus from them. Okay, movement. We heard that players felt sluggish and heavy, so they're basically removing or cutting down the accelerate types. I think that's I think that down here you have the acceleration types, so they're cutting them down. I think that's good. Like, I think the acceleration types is a cool concept. Have certain players that are faster over shorter distances, like a Vinicius Junior, or I don't know who's another one, like Messi. Like Messi be quite fast over a short distance, but then if you get your Van Dijk, tracking back over 60, 70, 80 yards, like he can catch up with these fast players, because that's what happens. Now, I think it's all well and good having these systems, but when your cards get really high rated in Ultimate Team after a few months, it kind of gets all thrown out the window. But as someone who's played probably 1,000 hours of FC25, or maybe not 1,000, but it's definitely 1,000 hours of FC25 and 24. I don't understand what these acceleration types are. So if they can cut them down, that'd be very good. So, what do you think?
Like I said, I think that links into the point earlier where I was like, they're trying to make the games just slow, quick. There's no in between. Just get straight to the point.
And intuitive, hopefully. Yeah, get into it. Yeah, just intuitive. It works. You don't have to. It's not an RPG where you have to know. Well, I think that's not going to be the case. I think when the game starts, like, it's not going to be the case. You're going to have to play it like an RPG and understand everything. But they are moving in that direction. I think they're going to miss the mark, but they are moving in that direction. All right, they're making Jesus voice crack. They're making jockey more agile, turns to be faster and more responsive, and then low urgency. So this one's good. Improve low urgency and relax animations for players not directly involved in the play to be less frantic and have them. Okay, no, sorry, this isn't the one. I'm thinking of something that we come across later.
You know what's crazy?
For first touch passes.
What I've noticed is EAFC is going into the eFootball 22 route.
Yeah, no, that's what everyone said on my streams when I reacted to the first trailer, that EA are just copying eFootball, which is true. They've done it. They always do it. Like eFootball from PES 19 to 22, is it, or 21? When did the eFootball we have now come out? Is that eFootball 23 or 22?
The new one.
Like eFootball, when did PES end?
22. So eFootball 22 was the first one. No, okay. eFootball 20. What?
No, because we had
eFootball 22.
No, PES 20 was eFootball / PES 20. They did PES / eFootball for like a year or 2 or 3 years. I don't know. Anyway, the eFootball / PES, that was sluggish gameplay, and then EA kind of started copying them about FIFA 20, which was the first
24.
Yeah, for sure 24. But I think even before that a little bit, like they were tiptoeing towards it. But definitely by 24, yeah, sluggish gameplay, heavy AI defense. Yeah. And if we go back 15 years ago, EA have always copied Konami. Like, and I'm not saying like that in a bad way, as in like, oh, you're playing a worse version. Like, it's good. They should copy each other all the time. Like, if one game does something good, copy it. Like, for God's sake. Like, EA, like, Konami never really copied EA, and when they do, it's bad. Like, they copied Dream Team, Ultimate Team, and they made it bad. Yeah, like, it's just not interesting. It's not engaging, and it's gotten worse. Actually, the longer it's gone on, I think. But yeah.
Because I see like they boosted the dribbling, and then all of a sudden to combat the dribbling, you have to boost responsiveness of jockey. So like you can just tell they're going for that 1v1 system.
Hopefully, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see when it comes out, but we'll see. Okay, goalkeeper. I don't want to spend too much time on this because, like I said earlier, they can say all they want, but it doesn't mean anything. Like they say this, they say this every year. They say deflection, reduce the amount of deflections going back to opponents. BS. If they have that deflector playstyle still in the game, this doesn't matter. Like they'll still be rebounding to the strikers. Now there is one thing though, and I kind of touched on it in my stream when I reacted to the initial trailer. EA as a company are not doing too great right now. The EA 25, EA Sports, EFC 25, sorry, was the first time they had like negative growth, I think, in their revenue on the microtransactions, and then also they've had 2 failed Battlefield games in a row. So their 2 main money makers are like not making money anymore, and the big problem is FIFA because they can fail on Battlefield as long as FIFA brings in the money. That's not that's not a certainty anymore.
I think Apex wasn't doing well.
Yeah, Apex was something they didn't expect to be successful. It was. It also got them by a little bit. But anyway, the company is like not. It was a cash cow before, but that like is kind of being threatened. So this is why we're seeing like them admit fault and really because they've been listening for years. They know all the complaints. Like the EA like read the Reddit. Like they read nearly everything you post. Everything you read, they read. Like trust me, that's how these companies work. It's where they listen and operate on it. That is a different story. When things are going swimmingly, like the management don't even care. Like they just go, just do the same thing. You know, make sure team of the season comes out again, whatever. But when the money starts, not coming in like it's expected, the growth isn't there anymore. It's like, all right, what have you guys been doing for the last 10 years? Explain what you're doing and explain what we need to do to make it better. And then someone says, oh, we need to actually listen to what the player base says. They actually are not happy. So yeah, that's why their whole marketing pitch here. Like you'll notice, the whole marketing pitch is we're listening and we're listening to the gameplay. We don't care about packs. We don't care about content. It's all about gameplay now because people have got to the breaking point on FIFA where the gameplay has always been bad. You buy packs to make the gameplay better with better players. It's gone to the point where people even understand that when they get the better players, it's not going to be better gameplay. So that's why I think they're a whole focus.
Do you know what I think as well? I think in the next 2 years they're gonna release a new game engine.
Well, they're releasing that. There was rumors that this year was going to have the open world on FIFA, but obviously it's not coming out. So
there's going to be a new game engine.
Yeah,
from the way they've done it, I think there's going to be a new game engine.
Yeah, well, when that open world thing comes out, maybe a new game engine. I don't know. Could be like that. I don't understand like when people say. I mean, I understand when people say ever since the game went to Frostbite, it's gotten worse. Like I understand that, but I don't understand why the engine is like a limiting factor. Like to me. Like I'm not. It's not that I'm saying like I have like a reason why I'm right that the engine doesn't matter and they're wrong. It's like I don't know. I'm not informed on it. But if a new engine makes it better, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I think and again, that's another thing. If a game is on the same game engine, realistically, you're playing the same game. It's just that there might be patches and stuff like that. But my thing is, if you're gonna keep developing a game with the same game engine, then stop releasing new games and asking us to pay. Just make it a service. Just make it like a free service and just let us buy a season pass and that's it.
Konami do that for eFootball. And then to be fair,
that's why you can't really complain because it's free.
Yeah,
because you can't really.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can complain because I would be willing to pay a lot more. Like a game costs 60 to €100, 100 if you get the deluxe edition. Like I'd be willing to pay hundreds for a football game every year if it meant it was good. Like I don't like, to me it's that important. I know it wouldn't have any success, but like, you know what I mean. So I'd be willing to pay. So I could complain. Yeah, I think I'm in the right there to complain.
But at that point, then there's so much pressure on a company to make a good game every year. But if a game is on the same game engine and it's free to play and you just do a season pass, then they can develop the game in their own pace, which I think is not great, but realistically that's what they're gonna go for because it's free. Their response is it's free. Why are you complaining? I didn't ask you to play.
But the thing about the yearly release, like this year in FIFA, they actually did add some stuff. Remember they added the low driven shot. They added like it wasn't just low driven shot. They added low driven shot. They added new player roles. They added a few things in FC this year.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
but that could have been released. Remember how eFootball did that stunning shot? They released it as a DLC, like a patch.
Did they? I don't remember actually.
They did, because when the game first came out, there was no stunning shot when the game first came out. They released it as a patch, right? Just like eFootball 23 a patch. That's all EA had to do. Just don't make us pay for the game. Just patch it, because all they did was just enable a feature. That was it. Because it's not like it was a new feature they added. It was in the game. They just added a playstyle and turned on a feature. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my day, new feature.
I think there will be a day FIFA goes free to play, but I don't think it's anytime soon. There's no point giving up on that. If they already have most of the market, there's no point giving up on the. If they can have most of the market charging a price, they'd be crazy to go free.
Trust me, they're slowly going into. Trust me, they are.
No, I believe
with the whole new season pass thing, with pro clubs cosmetics. Now you can spend FIFA points to get cosmetics. With this new open world stuff, I'm telling you, this new open world stuff, they're going free to play.
Yeah, or it could be like Call of Duty, where the open world stuff is free to play, like Warzone, and then the game Ultimate Team is you pay for it, because that open world stuff is going to be like NBA 2K, where you play one player. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Why do you think they're separating authentic versus competitive? Because they're going in that direction.
I don't know, I don't know if those are linked, but I definitely can see like the normal game as we have it now, still staying. You pay for the game, but then I can see like that open world stuff being free to play. Yeah, that does sound like, because it just sounds like Warzone to me. And EA are obsessed with Activision. Like Battlefield is always trying to copy Call of Duty, so they're probably looking at 2K, because I don't know. I think 2K is mostly played with the one player mode, isn't it, where you just control one guy? I think that's like the main. Yeah, people don't even play the Ultimate Team really, do they?
No, they do, but
when I was into 2K,
but mainly it's
when I was into 2K, which is like 2K14, like the Ultimate Team was like, I don't remember anyone ever talking about Ultimate Team. It was all about the my career, my player, and that was even offline. People didn't even play online as much. That was offline, but I think nowadays that's not going to happen. All right, back to FC26. Tackle outcomes. So again, I think this is all BS, because if anticipate is still playstyle, it doesn't matter to me. Like I don't know. Like there's some things I feel like I can trust them on a little bit more, but this I just don't see it. I don't see it. Like one thing I'll say is, do you remember like a change that when you can read it from the patch note and I can trust it is, do you remember when Konami made the change? So when you used to intercept passes in eFootball, if a player had good ball control, they would, when intercept the pass, have a good touch. Do you remember they changed it so if you also had good tackling, you would also then have a good touch? Like when I read that patch note, I could understand straight away, oh, they've actually improved like interceptions and defending. Whereas when they just say we've improved the logic, like that means nothing to me. I need to know what is the logic. So again, I think all this I don't believe. Well, I don't know about you, but
I think they do talk about that. They do show an example of like the difference. Like it's like eFootball, where like you're higher. I think it's in the clip below.
Yeah, but
you
can. Let's just watch it. Let's see. So that's 25. Okay, that's let's just watch the second clip, see what happens again. Okay, that I like. Okay, one thing that people complain about in eFootball, that again they don't know what they want. You know, when you lose the ball in eFootball and you get that stutter.
Yeah,
that needs to be in the game, right? Because Konami and PES didn't used to not have that, and all the meta is you would play it up to Aubameyang, do a 1-2, and then through ball, and what would happen is your defender would intercept 95 times out of 100, but because when he intercepted it, it would hit his chest to control the ball. Aubameyang would just slip in and take the ball off him, and now it's 1-on-1 on the keeper. So Konami have never been able to figure out with PES how to make it so when your defender intercepts the ball, he doesn't just get dispossessed straight away. But my point is, the way the tackling looks in FC26, it looks like when the player loses the ball from a tackle, they're getting locked into an animation so they can't touch the ball. Yeah. Because in FC25, they're kind of still a real sprite or avatar, and it feels like they can kind of still influence what's happening on the pitch. Whereas it looks like, I don't know, when you play like Need for Speed, I assume you can't run people over. It doesn't matter what happens. The little civilian guy will always get out of the way.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit more like that with FC26. Okay, so tackle spam, improved logic for spam and tackle to make delay after a missed tackle more consistent. Okay, like hopefully that's true, but like if I put my corporate suit on, if I want to talk about something we're gonna change, without actually changing anything, the exact wording I would use is improved logic, because one, we don't disclose what logic is, and two, improved is a matter of opinion. Like, by making it so, you could increase the value and say it's improved, or you could decrease the value and say it's improved. So because they haven't actually told us here what has changed, I'll believe it when I see it. Now I know them clips kind of are demonstrating it, but again, you can cherry pick clips, or you can change values for these clips in the marketing, and then when the real game comes out, it's a different story because they have their reasons for making the game bad. Like I said earlier, if you feel like the game's bad, but it could be improved by having better players, you'll spend money on packs. That's how it works. I don't know about you, if you're on the hype train and believe in everything here, but I don't know. I'm trying to have a little bit of caution.
Yeah, I think always is well and good, but my main thing is when they say players with high stand tackles get access to all tackle animations. My thing is there's one tackle animation I hate in this game.
And is it the reach around?
The one where like bro is not looking at the ball and he's back leg to make the tackle. I hate that. That is, if you're telling me that is now consistent every time, then
yeah, we were talking a tiny bit before the video, and I said I think I said I agree with you, but I don't think there could be a thing where they actually just decrease the player stats. So 85 is like a kind of high stat at the moment for a gold card, but it's not extremely high. They might make it so 85 is elite, whereas now like 90 plus would be elite. They might just kind of retune the card so 85 is elite, because I think people are complaining, and I'm can't speak, someone who definitely is looking at all the cards they're still releasing and going, what's the point in playing if Neymar has 99 dribbling, but also like Rashford has 99 dribbling? Like, if every player has 99, no player has 99. So maybe they're gonna start the cards off at a lower level just to kind of make and stretch out that power curve a little bit. So that might not be too issue. But
if I'm them, just get rid of every single promo and just let the players get upgrades. Like every single player get upgrades or downgrades as the week goes on. Just that should be the thing. I know it's a lot of work, but they say they have this. They have access to that. What's that thing called? There's
Opta? Like the Opta stats.
Opta stats. Yeah, if you have access to Opta stats and all that stuff, then get rid of all these promos and stuff. Maybe the only promos you should add here is like legends, heroes. Add that, but like in terms of altering cards, active cards like team of the years, team of the seasons, just get rid of it.
I don't think your idea is terrible. I don't think it's good for FIFA, but I think UFL should do that. Like
because if you're making a game which is based on stats and you want it to last the whole year, then those stats have to go up and down. There's no way you can make a football game
instead of
where it's only going up. Going up. By the time you know it, everyone's 99 by January.
Yeah. You're right. But I don't think it's useful making recommendations that lose a company billions. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's a waste of time. It's a waste of breath. I think UFL should do that 100%.
Well then here we are. But then this game is going to be dead by January as every year.
Yeah, but they make billions, so I don't think they should change fundamentally.
No, it depends. If depends on how the game is. If the game is genuinely garbage, they're just going to lose more. It's not going to be billions anymore because they're already losing money.
Yeah, I agree with you, but there's no point doing that now. Maybe wait a few years to see if they can salvage it first. Okay, let's not argue about this because there's no point arguing about their monetization, really. I think your idea is good, though. I think it works for UFL because UFL can stand out. They can differentiate themselves by doing that because FIFA and eFootball both go crazy high on the stats. Why is UFL isn't doing that with the crazy high stats, but they could make it dynamic. I think EA is too big of a risk for them to make that change. Just in my opinion. Also, actually, eFootball could have done that, I think, as well. Because you know how eFootball... Okay, imagine it so in eFootball where... imagine your player got, at the end of the season, that version got locked in that rating. Okay? So you can kind of get like a time capsule of players, and then... So let's say you're Salah, just off the back of a really, really good season. At the end of the year, you can pay like 100. I don't know what the price would be, but you can lock his card in there. At the end of the season only. You can only do it at the end of the season. You lock him in. So he's like 94 rated or whatever, because he's been very good this season. And then at the start of the new season, you can choose to buy like the new Salah. It'll still be 94 rated, but there is a risk as the season goes on, he starts getting downgrades. That could have been cool for eFootball because then you still have the like it goes on for everything, you know.
Well, and I'm also thinking about it now, yeah. Although I kind of, you know what, I think that's for another video.
Okay, but I do think I think your idea is very good. I just don't think FIFA should do it like with their yearly release and the way they do it. But a more open game like UFL or Konami or eFootball where it's not a yearly release, I think it makes more sense. Because it's again, we're like EA, I think don't have to worry too much about the cards getting crazy high rated because they're gonna reset, whereas UFL and eFootball aren't resetting. So, okay, so back onto FC26 with the passing again. It's probably the second most mechanic for me. And the other day in their trailer, they showed off, oh, we're improving passing. Yeah, I'm sure you have, but they actually did say something specifically that I liked, and I think it was called one frame passing or something along the lines of that. Do you remember what they explicitly called it?
Yeah, I remember that one frame pass stuff.
Yeah. So that's good because, and if you watch this video, I think this is the video I was actually trying to reference earlier. On FC25, right? They kind of look sluggish. It looks realistic, I guess. It looks sluggish, but when we go to FC26, all right, it looks like a game. It looks more like it before I let it play. It looks more like it's from the PlayStation 2 or the very early PlayStation 3 when FIFA 08 was on PlayStation 3 and it was still a little bit PlayStation 2-y. But I just know it'll play better. Like, look at how much quicker they are. Like, doesn't that look like when UFL are showing off their game and, oh, look what we're making. We're an indie studio coming out. It doesn't that look bad, but you know it'll play good. Agree?
Yeah, I agree.
No, like you feel free to disagree if you want, but like
no, I agree.
Because like when people talk about how good PES 6 was, like it wasn't looking good, it was playing good. So, we got some responsiveness there. I like that. I like to look at that. All right, improve true pass targets. Yeah, that's bullshit. Like, I mean, it could be true. It probably isn't. Like, there's nothing. Yeah, can't trust that.
Again, it would be fine in the beginning of the game, but when everyone's 99.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, actually, that's true because when you use De Bruyne at the start of the game, it's beautiful, isn't it? Like you're having so much fun, and then when you don't use De Bruyne, it's still good. Like your players play passes, and you look at it and this makes sense. These passes make sense. When I do it with McAllister, it's good. When I do it with De Bruyne, it's beautiful. But the more it goes on, the worse it gets. And I said to you before we started recording, because you were saying there was a pro player called Stokes playing, and he said it's really good. And I said there's 3 things you have to remember. 1, he's playing offline. 2, he's playing a new game, so just kind of fresh, new, exciting. And then 3, he's probably using real players with real stats, so like the real teams. So that's what you're saying. At the start of the game, it's good. The more it goes on, it's worse. So you're right about the stats ruining it. I mean, I don't disagree with the stats ruining it, but yeah, I think FIFA shouldn't really worry about it because they get the reset, but eFootball definitely has to worry about it. And to be fair, I don't know if you agree with this, but considering how high the stats are in eFootball, I think they've done a pretty good job of managing it. Like, when I played PES 21 and 22, the high rated stats ruined the game for me completely. I kind of thought the game was okay with the real teams, with the real stats, but the Dream Team or my club back then was unbearable. Whereas I think eFootball, they, considering how high the stats have got, done an alright job. I don't know if you agree or disagree or...
I'm just not sure about that one.
Well, like, I'm not saying like when you play with the more realistic stats, like it's a much better game in football. But what I'm saying is, like, it's not like where do you think because the FIFA stats are about the same level now as what the eFootball stats would be, which game is worse? Like when you compare it to their baseline level stats with the real stats the players should actually have. Like, I think eFootball is a lot better in comparison to FIFA. Like, FIFA's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
FIFA.
Yeah, wait, it's about base stats or like when they get special?
No, I'm saying like, okay, base stats compared to base stats is kind of irrelevant. I'm talking about when you compare the base stats to the crazy stats of FIFA, the gameplay goes from like, say, like a 7 to a 4, whereas I think in eFootball it might go from like a 7 to a 6. Well, I would actually say like a 9 to a 6, but yeah, you know what I mean. Like the gap is different.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Okay, other changes, and okay, we can't trust that. Adjusted crosses to lead in front of the target. Okay, we can kind of trust that because they're actually telling us what's changed. Ground passes will now have a straighter trajectory with less contextual curve. Okay, is that what, the thing where your opponent's about to pass it, or it happens to you as well, you're about to pass it one way, the opponent or the defender puts his player manually to cover the pass, and then suddenly the game curves it, switches it. Do you think that's? Do you think that's what they're talking about?
Yeah. And another thing as well, like when you do like a ground pass and like you want it to go straight to the person's feet, but for some reason the game wants to do an intricate pass. I'm like, I'm not passing that.
Yeah. Teammates will now maintain their position to receive ground passes. Okay, I don't.
Good. That's good.
No, it sounds good, but I don't know what the issue was. So.
No, like sometimes when they when you play the pass, right, and then the guy will be moving and the ball go behind him, and you're like, why is he like get to the ball, or just like sometimes when you do a ground pass, the guy will just run and then
it's a
just
bit
go
annoying.
to the ball.
It's a bit annoying. You can't just like move your player to the pass. Like in eFootball, you can kind of with the super cancel, but even then, it's still like it's a workaround.
Don't even get me started on that super cancel.
Like, why can't you just move? Why won't they just let you move the player? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the big issue with letting you move the player? I don't know.
But I think you're going to see later down. I think that you mentioned that.
Okay. Lob passes will be more driven, and the path is unobstructed. I guess that's good. You kind of already do it with the driven, but I don't know. Maybe it's just improved logic, improved throw targets, and the goalkeeper clearance, adjusted clearance.
Oh yeah,
logic to make them more responsive. Yeah, hopefully the clearances feel like eFootball. I like how in eFootball.
What? Hell no. Hell no.
Okay, go on.
EFootball clearances are garbage. It's like garbage. EFootball clearances are garbage. The FIFA one is like when you get pressed by someone from behind and you try to clear the ball, it sometimes doesn't clear it or like clear in an awkward position. eFootball, you can press clearance and that stuff is still loaded.
I disagree. When I press clearance, they just get rid of it. I don't think I ever complain about me pressing clearance and I'm not getting rid.
Wait, are you talking about instantly or from taking the touch?
Instantly.
If it's instantly, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm talking about taking the touch and you want to clear it. Because clearance is your first touch. It's after your first touch as well.
Okay, yeah, no, sometimes that happens, but again, I would just blame it on myself and saying I pressed clearance too late. No, you're right. You're right.
I should be able to just kick the ball.
You're right.
I shouldn't be able to.
No, you are right.
So like all my days, I should have cleared it out first time.
Yeah, no, you're right. There shouldn't be instances of that. Like the player should make an attempt. If the attempt is shocking, it's on you still now because you didn't, do it quick enough. But like, do you understand? Like if let's say I press clearance really late, like he shouldn't take a touch. He should try stab at it or something. But if it's too late, it should mess up and not actually clear it. But
yo. We're recording.
Well, who the hell? Another person came in.
Yeah, it was Nick.
I thought it was schizophrenic. Another person came in. Alright. Anyway, moving on from clearances, shooting responsiveness. Alright, this is good. Shots near the net will just be kind of more stabby. They'll just hit it. They won't do these crazy wind-ups, which is what we needed. And then from longer range, they have more of a wind-up. Right, that's all good. They've removed time finishing. What's your thoughts on this before going into?
I'm happy with that.
You're like overall, you're happy. Overall, I'm happy.
I am over the moon.
I think I'm more over the moon than I'm not over the moon. You know what I mean? I am happy, but I think they could have just changed this so the time finishing only is active outside the box. Because I do think. I think if you're going to do a long range shot, there should be a tiny little skill check on it.
Do you know why I think this is great? And this is why I think EA should just do this from now on. Instead of patching it and just work around. If it's not consistent, remove it.
Yeah, no, that's what everyone wants in a...
Yeah.
Well, all right, when you play Mario Kart, you don't really care about consistency. But, like, any game when you're competing with each other, you want consistency. Like, Counter-Strike, they try, like, and Counter-Strike 2... A lot of people don't like Counter-Strike 2 as much because it feels a little bit less consistent. Like you can move a little bit more and shoot, and you can also kind of just the hit detection apparently isn't as good as Counter-Strike. I'm not at the level where I'd notice myself, but yeah, like
now I'm guessing. Yeah, go on.
No, you go on. I think I know. I think we're about to say the same thing, so you just go ahead. I think I'm talking.
I'm saying like now with the precision shooting, if my guess is correct, the precision shooting should feel like green timed. Just let me aim. Let me use my skill to aim, and not worry about the inconsistent frames or slowdowns I get from aiming and then doing the time finish as well.
I agree. But in the box, like time finishing shouldn't be a factor. I do still think though, like if I like when we load up this game and 2 weeks in, first champs, and your opponent has humans on with finesse gold, and he's just ripping them, and you're like, I don't know, you should have to at least time it. But then again, I know you're okay. You're gonna argue, but time finishing makes them overpowered. My worry is that the old time finishing we had is going to be in the game. It's just going to be a bit random when it happens. So instead of having to hit time finishing to get this really good shot, it'll just happen.
I just want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
You know when you're time finishing in FIFA, this one I just went, EAFC 25.
Yeah.
When you greened your shots, were you the one times you hit the red, right? Were they because you messed up or because the game?
Oh, definitely because I messed up. No, definitely. No, okay. When I got quite good at it, yeah, there was times I don't know about the game slowing down, but it would sometimes just glitch out and take an extra touch, kind of, or not take a touch, or you know what I mean. There would be an unexpected animation with whether they were taking a touch or not. Like 9 times out of 10, yeah.
For me, if the guy was far away, I maybe didn't notice it. If a guy was far away, and you knew the guy was a guy who spams green time finishing or time finishing, all you have to do was press R1 circle, and it would do that. You know when you grab the animation, grab someone, pull the shirt.
Yeah.
It would do the animation, even though you're nowhere near him. It would there was a little bit of aura, and it would automatically you can't green your shot. It would just make.
Okay. So are you saying if I'm 15 yards away from you and I press R1 circle, which is shoulder grab, what is happening is I do the shoulder grab. The game is calculating. It's putting it like there's always like field. There's always like fields around players.
It's putting a pressure on the guy who's taking the shot, and all of a sudden his wind up is slow, and time
even if it's not
predicting. Yeah, exactly.
Or even if it's not putting pressure on, it's doing the calculation. All right, is this guy under pressure? Yeah. And it's causing a delay when they take their next touch.
Yep.
And that's I noticed that sometimes. Yeah.
Do you know how many times I've exploited on someone? Someone's been through on goal. I know he's gonna green. I just press R1.
I had a similar trick.
I didn't read time.
I had a similar trick years ago that I never heard anyone talk about, and it doesn't work anymore. But if you
even when the person brings out a keeper as well,
but you used to be able to, if you back in like FIFA 17, right? If you just double tap triangle, your keeper was better because it would just make them it would make them stand on the line, and it just improved their stats. So this worked up till probably like FIFA. Whenever they made it so when you double tap triangle, you move to the far post.
It worked last year. It worked this year.
No, this year it doesn't because your keeper moves to the opposite post now when you double tap triangle.
Is it? I didn't know.
Yeah, unless there's a new button for staying on the line. If there's a new button for staying on the line, then it probably still works. Yeah, but I never heard any pro player talk about that. And I was good at FIFA 17, and I knew about that. And I'm telling you, it's like that 1-2 trick I had to have in eFootball that all the pro players know about, but no one ever mentioned it. And then when I released that video, people were like, "What the hell? I knew about this for years." Well, no one, half the people in this video didn't know about it. 90% of people who watched my video didn't know about that. It's one of those things that I think is, you know about it and you think everyone knows about it, so you never mention it. You never feel the need to mention it. I think it's like that, the double tap triangle, and then also the 1-2 pass in eFootball. I don't know. So you think that little R1 circle is your little maybe that's a common secret in the competitive thing. It's like actually in Counter-Strike, to bring up my favorite game again. There was a scandal a couple of years ago because you can have coaches in esports, like a coach, and they used to be able to talk to the teams all the time. Now it's only in timeouts. And there was a spectator bug during COVID where if you went into spectator, they have these cinematic. I think this is it. They have these cinematic cameras. So in the middle of the map, it'll do a panoramic shot, but the coaches could glitch into that, so they could see parts of the map. So all the coaches were telling their players information that they shouldn't know. The players didn't know that the coach was cheating, but all the coaches were cheating. Like if there was 70 coaches in the setup, 40 of them were cheating. But no one knew each other was cheating. They all thought they came up with it independently. So maybe there's a few tricks. There's always been a few tricks like that where it's not cheating in FIFA or eFootball's case, but there's these tricks that no one actually knows about, but loads of people independently kind of arrive at. Do you have any more of them? Any more of them? All right, maybe after the video. But again, okay, I do think removing tie finishing is good because I just want. Remember, we said earlier, passing and dribbling is the most important. You said defending too.
There you go. It says removing it allows us to balance shooting to produce more consistent output. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what we want.
Anything that just affects consistency, just remove it.
Yeah. Well, see, I would say for long shots though, I think adding time finishing does not increase consistency because it means they can make it so if you don't hit a green time long shot, it's
like why is someone with 50 shooting green time in the shot and it's going in? You have 50 shooting.
Yeah, but
I don't care if you green time it.
Yeah, but I don't care if you green time. Okay. No, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But why is someone who just press and shoot? Why is someone just press and shoot? That's all they have to do, and they're getting a long shot goal from it.
No, but you're not gonna get the long shot goal if you don't have the playstyle. Like no keeper's getting beat from range. Think about it. The only time we're getting beat from range is if someone had finesse gold or not. In fact, not even Trivella. You didn't even have to have Trivella. If you just green time the Trivella.
Okay, no. It all depends on how they balance it. If they make it so, like I think long shots are pretty balanced in football. Would you agree? You don't really. So. If they make it like that, like fine, then we don't need time finishing. But I'm just in my head thinking, all right, if you're removing time finishing, they're gonna make long shots a little bit easier to score. Like if you go back to FIFA 12, FIFA 13, and all. Man, you could let them rip, man. You could just whack them.
Yeah, you could let them rip, but there's definitely not that stick. That was bad. Definitely not.
Okay, hopefully it's not like that. Alright, and this is the biggest one.
Can you go slightly up? What play is that? No, that's the low driven stuff I've seen.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know why they're pushing. They're really trying to harp on those FIFA 17.
I think they've done this just because. So when you're 1-on-1, because you remember they added some of the keepers. But the keepers now know when to like move to the side.
Yeah, again,
it's just so like there's no excuse to say I can't finish.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I think the time finishing removal is a good change. Like it's just inconsistency we don't need.
It has to be.
Yeah. Okay. Trivella's
this right here.
Okay, so it was okay. It was crazy in the last like however many years of FIFA that if you had the Trivella is a playstyle in the game, yes.
Yeah.
If you don't have the Trivella playstyle, you can do shots. You can do Trivella shots from 40 yards out. Doesn't matter what your stats are and score. And we're not bullshitting. We're not saying like when people say like in eFootball, oh, how's his 80 rated player scoring this long range shot? Like, okay, you're lying. It doesn't happen. It happens 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000. I'm telling you, I had Tio Hernandez gold card in fucking February hitting 40-yard Trivellas. Easy, and it was because of green time. It was because of green time. But
there is literally a YouTuber who's elite, rank 1 because of just that one playstyle.
No. The worst part is it isn't the playstyle. If you don't have Trivella playstyle, you can still shoot. You just can't do Trivella passes. It should be the other way around.
Just because that one guy is because he just spams that one move. I can't.
It's. So I'm glad they're removing the ability to Trivella shot without the playstyle. That has to be on the playstyle. It's a new playstyle as well. It's called. Actually, I think they had a bit of a typo on this. I thought
game changer. Look, bro, they just copy eFootball at this point with that name.
No, but I think further down it says Inventive is the Trivella one.
Oh no. Inventive is no, it's not. It's that's something else. Inventive is something else. Inventive is flare passes and something else.
Okay. Well, I think it should be under that anyway, but I think Flair and Trickster should just be mixed, but whatever. It's not. It's not a make or break. I mean, it should because I could write a thesis on it, but it's not.
True.
Let's not get into it. Let's not. All right, here. I actually don't remember reading this. I probably skimmed over it. Is this whatever they say it is, or?
Again, like I feel like all this is good at the beginning of the game, but when everyone's 99 defending, 99 attack defense awareness, it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Just can't move.
Yeah, and also no, actually, I know what you're saying, but think about it. If at the start of the game players don't have the roles, so they don't have like inside 4++.
Nah, but the EA have said you're gonna get those roles from the beginning. You're gonna get plus.
Oh, did they? Okay. And again, like I wanted to touch this with the tackling thing. I don't think I brought it up. I think they should remove the Roll Plus and the Silver playstyle and just have Roll Plus and Gold playstyle. And then let's say if you have 85 plus, let's say 85 plus finishing and curve, you get what is the equivalent of Silver finesse now. And then some players are just given Gold finesse. Like you just get given it because you're that's how it kind of works at the moment. You're just given it. I think make it more stat based, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So you're saying okay, that's good that they're just giving the plus from the start. Okay, attacking runs, lower reliance on triggered runs. Okay, that's good. I actually, people say we need trigger runs in eFootball. I definitely agree. But I think it's actually kind of impressive how we've been playing eFootball for so many years, and trigger runs like isn't the first thing we think of. Like the AI is actually pretty good for me, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, so
I just think one or two changes, but like I'm good as it is.
Yeah, on eFootball. Yeah, so hopefully EA's mindset is let's pretend we don't have trigger runs. Can we make the AI good? Trigger runs should only be like they should like, because I think they kind of get lazy with the AI and think, oh, we have player lock and we have trigger runs, so we don't have to make this perfect. Like, you know. Whereas I think eFootball are like, no, they don't have the trigger run, so they actually make the AI pretty.
If they've had to add player lock, then just forget it. Like that's it. If they've had to add stuff for you to move, then just forget.
Yeah. Okay, all players will be likely to make the best attacking run options instead of strictly following what their player role dictates. I think, why not give the option? Why not give the option to say, okay, I have my inside forward. Why not give the option to say make, they can word it whatever. They can word it as like, player freedom. So like, let's say
no, they've trust me, they've already.
Did they? Okay, because I was gonna say you can have it like, so you're playing under Pep rules, where it's like if you leave this box, if you leave this box, you're subbed, or you make decisions on the pitch.
It's called, I think they've done it. It's called something versatile or something, and they've also done it so like you get your ratings is also.
Oh, okay. I know what section you're talking about. We'll get to that later. Okay, here, defensive positioning, adjusted position of defenders to now man mark opponents when.
I love this, by the way.
The defensive line will not automatically push up as far when trying to keep players offside. Yeah, I feel like I feel like when they try to keep the players offside, it's like they oversell it so the linesman can definitely see. You know what I mean? So they kind of overcompensate. They need to just be a little bit more like casual and trust the linesman.
I actually like this.
What is this? What are we looking at here?
Okay, when he gets the ball, right? You see those two guys trying to put him offside.
Yeah.
But then now the guy quickly knows how to change his position to like go on side. And you see here, this second gameplay right here, they're showing the supportive runs. You know, the guy knows when to exploit spaces without having you to tell him to play a lock to come short and then play a lock to run back.
Okay, so this is FC26, okay? So I think
normally you tell him to come short, right? And he'd only come short. But then he wouldn't go back unless he did a 1-2.
Okay, now he's recognizing, this guy's tracking and there's space in behind.
Yeah, so you just burn him.
Yeah, okay.
So basically Mbappe's going to be a nightmare, basically.
Okay, so the come short instruction is kind of like a tendency. Yeah, because there's no like anytime you would tell, in my head, like the only reason you tell a player to come short is because it opens up space behind, you know? Like that's why you would do it. Whereas at the moment in the game, you tell the player come short because that's where, like, you know, that's where you want them. It's like, no, you want them to come short to drag the defense with them to then go in behind. So then, hopefully that's what's gonna actually happen. And then for the other one, you're saying it's a supporting run.
The supporting role is like the guy runs into that space that's open. Before he wouldn't run that. He wouldn't do that normally.
Yeah, but now
I think that's a fullback. Yeah.
Now you would run. Okay, if you want to play it to this guy in FC25, you've got two options. First, you can just send, three options. You can send the pass now, but it's too early because this guy's going to still be in position to cover. So your only options are play it to this center mid, face this guy and press L1 to get him to trigger run, or player lock in from here and do it, and then you're going to lose the ball up here. Yeah. So that's again though, when you actually play the game, does this happen? I don't know, because
it definitely does happen, but like it doesn't happen as often because the game.
No, I'm saying next year.
Next year. Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're saying it now, but how many times have they advertised this? How many years have they advertised this?
At the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the game, trust me, it's going to work at the beginning of the game.
Okay. So, no, I agree with you. Okay, at the beginning of the game, it's going to work, right? But when this defender here has 99 defense position, he doesn't run anymore.
He doesn't,
He won't run anymore. The space isn't there. Because the way it's working, it probably is, all right, his 75 attack and awareness is seeing this space here.
Oh,
because this
guy is using 3-back. The Granny penalty not happening.
Yeah, it's true. Also, yeah. They're using it for
no one's setting that fullback. Look at that fullback is behind schedule. There's no way you play online and no one's playing fullback defense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, physicality. I actually think this might be interesting. I was saying on stream the other day they should add a Showtime skill in eFootball and Haaland is the face of the skill. You know how you can shoulder charge in defense. They should do like shoulder charge and attack. So they have this here now on which video is it?
Just past it. Is that one?
No, Shield Trap. I think is when they.
No, it's the third one. The third one. No, it might be on the. No, it's the playstyle. It's on the playstyle. You have to go all the way.
All the way down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is Shield Trap. So this is when you take the ball in. I assume. Yeah, just holding the ball.
Yeah.
Up. I mean.
Shield before you getting contact. Pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you play football. So
this happens to me at eFootball 25. FIFA 25 too much.
I don't know though. I don't know if I like this. I think if I think if I'm defending and I don't switch into my player, my centre back, this should happen. But I think if I switch into my centre back, I don't care. You shouldn't. I know in real life the defender or the attacker can hold you off, but at the end of the day, I think there's a certain point where we have to say your opponent read you. I don't.
Yeah, but you can. But like, it's like saying then it's both ways, right? It's like if I play false nine, I know you're gonna press me when I drop in to get the ball. I should be able to like shield because that's my play style. I'm dropping in. I'm not shield as in like I win the ball. I hold off the ball 99% of the time, but like at least I know my player's attempting to shield the ball.
Well, yeah.
But now this time he just stands there like, bro, like, oh, he's got 99. I can't do it.
It depends on two things. One, it depends on is this going to be a mechanic where the defender always wins or it doesn't matter on the stats. And then secondly, what I said earlier, why can't I just move towards the passes? You know, if they let us move towards the passes, I don't think we'd need this shield thing. I think you could just, if you feel like your opponent has read you, just move towards the ball. And then also, like, if we talk about eFootball, I wish we had manual pass back in eFootball because in order to avoid this where your opponent just kind of intercepts your pass, I used to underhit my passes all the time to kind of like a false nine, get my player to come short. So I think there's other ways of doing it. I don't really care too much. I think this could work, but I wouldn't be surprised if people start complaining about it. Like where you read your opponent, but you can't get the ball. It all depends again, though. Like if I try to do this with who's a weak striker, like I don't know, Saviola. He's not in the game, but he's the only one I can think of. If I should try to do this with Saviola, he's gonna get pushed over. Fair enough. But if he's able to hold him off, I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
No, I think it will be balanced.
Okay. Shield.
If you have enforcer, like you're just gonna body that guy.
Okay, what's a contested box out? So this was something that was already. Was this not already in FC?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
No, there was something like this. I think. Let me see. Let me see what they're saying.
This wasn't eFootball.
No, there was something in the game where let's say I'm like Gareth Bale and I knock the ball by you. If you're on like the advanced defending setting in FC25, you could come across and shield and get in the block the bridge kind of. So this is a bit different. This is for aerial balls, is it?
Yeah, this is like it stuns the guy basically. It stuns the guy who's near you.
Okay.
Stuns him, then you move. Yeah. So this would be good if you're like if you use target forwards, you just stun the defender.
Before we got the call, I don't know if you used to play like PES 18 the demo. Did you play the PES 18 online beta?
I can't remember, but I definitely played all the demos.
Well, the PES 18 online beta, I only had like a few teams, but France was one of them, and it was so fun using Giroud in that game because the physical.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. I used to just.
It made sense. Like the physical, it was like I was saying earlier with physical. Like you didn't really notice it; it just worked. So using Giroud was fun. So I seen this earlier, and I was like, okay, maybe these target forwards are going to be good. Now I actually think these type of players are actually always been pretty good in FIFA. At the start, it's just when the stats get crazy. Why take a player with really high strength and like good dribbling when if you in 2 months into the game when your Aguero is also going to have high strength and crazy dribbling and crazy finishing, like it's just a matter of stat inflation that makes these players less effective. But if you use normal stats at the start of the game,
shall I tell you what cards are going to be broken at the beginning of the game?
Harry Kane,
Haaland, Gyökeres, and maybe who else? I maybe Darwin Nunes or Ekitike?
Hoyland.
Ekitike, Haaland,
yeah,
and Gokares. Those three, and Levin. No,
yeah, okay, okay.
Lewandowski's not
Okay,
slow,
you're saying
maybe.
this, but when we're talking about the dribbling changes, we're going to think about the nimble guy. So maybe it's just going to get to the point, and this is what it used to be, where you can kind of just use a lot of different players. Like, this is what Pez has been good at always for me. Every type of player really worked outside of Dream Team. Like, when the stats were balanced, every player worked. So hopefully they can get back to that for this.
We'll see.
Okay, jumping over fallen players be now much more reliable and effective. Yeah, I think they just need to make this so, like I was saying with the Need for Speed example, like you can't crash into civilians in Need for Speed. It'll always just move them out of the way. Just make it so you're always jumping over players. Like it's
the second and third one are my favorites.
Players getting stuck together when some of them move to the side. Yeah, that's the Need for Speed thing again. Like it doesn't matter what it looks like really. We're just letting the game play. We're getting you back in.
I knock the ball on, and I can tell the defender's blocking my way. Please tell me, why can't my guy just go around? Like, he has 9. Where's the agility? Where's all the stuff? Just go around it.
Okay, similarly to physicality and defending, first touches could have been frustrating. True. Our goal with these is to make players feel more agile and control the ball, especially when trapping it. Controlling the ball, first touch responsiveness, significantly improve responsiveness of first touch ball to seamlessly transition into dribbling right after contact. Is this?
You know what's crazy? This used to be in the game, and then they removed it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what to talk about.
Do you see? Okay, if you go back to the beginning, of that clip.
Yeah.
Go back to the beginning of the clip. Do you see? Pause it. Do you see how do you see how that little white button is pressed? That's R2. The little square, that little white square. You see at the bottom with the controller?
Yeah.
The guy, one of them is holding R2, so he's only trying to win the ball. But that's in the first clip. So you press play. You see how only one person is pressing R2?
Yeah.
But now the second guy, the red guy, is holding R2, so now he's just as aggressive in trying to win the
ball. Oh, what's the point?
The point is, before, if you're just holding the left stick, your guy would just run onto the ball, but then you're holding R2 yourself. I'm running, you're just walking where you win the ball. But now, if you don't press R2, your guy's not going to attempt put all his whole he's not going to fight for the badge.
I don't understand this because controller 3 is surely player 3. So in this clip here, controller 2 isn't pressing sprint, so he doesn't get close to the ball.
Yeah, he doesn't attempt. He doesn't attempt to stretch his leg. But in the second clip, you're gonna see.
But in the second clip, he presses sprint. So these could be the same game. To me, this doesn't change anything. It would if if we wanted to show a change something, the controls should be the same. He's using a different buttons.
Yeah. No, they're just, bro, are you slow? They're the same buttons, bro. R2. They're both using R2.
They're not. In this one, only one controller is using R2.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to show. They're trying to show if you don't hold R2, you don't win the ball. Your guy doesn't attempt to win the ball. That's what they're trying to show. Press play. Look.
Okay, but but this is FC25, yeah?
Yeah, no, this is FC25. Yeah, that's FC25.
And this is FC26.
No. They're both FC26.
Okay.
So
Well, in that case, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, why does it say before?
One's before means like before holding and pressing R2.
Okay, whatever. Yeah, no, if they're both FC26, it makes sense. If this is FC25.
Urgency. New ability to increase a player's urgency when attempting to reach loose ball or contested ball by pressing R2. So the clip is if you don't press R2, that's what happens.
Okay.
And when you press R2 as the attacker, he tries to throw his body out.
All right. Well, the intern got the tag wrong. It should be clear this is both FC26 then, because that doesn't make sense to me. First touch precision. Oh wait, this might be good. When receiving or intercept the pass, holding will greatly improve the ability to control. This was in FIFA years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this was in FIFA ages ago, but they just took it out.
Back in like FIFA, if you held L2.
FIFA 14, bro. I remember there was a guy that was like demigod something. He was showing us.
Yeah, no. If you held L2 back in old FIFA, everything you did would be better. Like your shooting would be better, and your touches would be better. So they took that. Yeah, they took that out, but they're like this is what I'm saying. Like they had the win in Formula.
Yeah, but do you know why? Do you know why they took it out? That's what I'm saying. They took it out because of that stupid L2 R2 agile stuff.
It's to do with that.
That's what took the input. The L2 R2.
I still think it worked
because then when you run onto the ball, you're holding R2 to run onto the ball, and if you press L2, it's going to activate agile dribbling. That's why.
Yeah, but I swear the L2 for improved shots still happened in FIFA 17.
No, but now L2 was Trivella's now. L2's Trivella's now.
Yeah, now. Yeah.
and flared whatever.
Yeah, that back then, man, I remember you just held L2 and it like slowed you down, but the trade off you had better shots.
Like some nice shot animation.
Yeah, and it didn't even slow you down that much really. Like to be honest, it was a bit weird. It was a bit broken in the sense that like if you looked at the game, you could never tell what was happening. You had to just understand this. So for most people, they would never figure out you're meant to hold L2. Like it'd be different. Like in eFootball, when you do a stunning shot, you can clearly see the power bar changes and the player takes way longer to shoot, so you know something's changed. But with this old L2 thing, like you wouldn't know from looking. You would have to kind of just play enough and hear about it or figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I like change because me and you are people who understand like these things in the game. You have to look for these type of things, but most people pick it up won't be able to know about it. Okay, so increased urgency, yeah. I mean, just people have to make decisions. Okay, I think we can kind of skip over this because...
Oh, no, this part. That part, the fatigue stuff.
Okay, yeah, maybe this one, yeah. I think everything else is basically they just have really tried to improve the lag. Whether or not they have improved it, we'll have to see, but like they are kind of getting fed up themselves with that it's lagging, like they can't fix it. So, look, we talked about it in the initial reveal.
So this part right here, they're basically just saying basically in this, because you're only going to notice this in the second half, or if you go full out press or whatever. Basically, if you're a guy who AI defends, doesn't switch to your defenders, you're basically, if the guy's tired, you're going to feel it, but you're only not going to feel it if you're going to control the guy.
Okay, so this is good. All right, the first part anyway. So basically, in the competitive gameplay, they've nerfed stamina in the sense that low stamina isn't as big of a deal anymore, which I think is no, but let me just like it shouldn't be. People always complain, these guys can run around for 90 minutes. The game is 10 minutes long. We're not actually playing a 90-minute match, so it's a video game. Like, I understand if you want the realistic video game and stuff, just go outside and play real. In my opinion, just go outside and play real football. Like, to be honest, like I play real football, I play 6-a-side. I get enough of real football in real life. I don't need to get it through this. All right, this is about like I think there should be no stamina basically in a football game because the matches are so small. So I know they kind of have to have it.
How can you press for 90 minutes?
Well, no, okay.
That would be broken.
Like, you can't press no, but I think look, it's a radical opinion, but like
that means there's no subs.
But like, there's no stamina in Counter-Strike.
What?
We're not actually playing real football.
In Counter-Strike, you're not running.
You are running. You can walk and run.
No, you can't run. You're gonna walk or shift. You could walk or just
okay. Okay. There's still no okay. There's no stamina though. It's stamina is a limitation of like bio.
You know, you might say, there shouldn't be no bullets or no ammo. That's basically
no.
Yes.
Well, okay. I mean, you can argue there should be basically unlimited ammo. Like you can argue that. I mean, it makes the gameplay worse. Look, okay, it's a radical opinion. I don't know if I actually believe it, but you're agreeing with me that this stamina, like not being as big of a deal, is a good thing, yeah. I mean,
it's still a big of a deal. It's still the same thing. I think this is how EA gets you. It's still the same thing, but the only difference is that if you control your player, the stamina doesn't affect that player. But if you leave the AI to defend for you, like for instance, if you're running, if a guy does over top through ball and you don't switch to your DM or your center back, he is not going to run for it unless you select the guy. So it's still the same thing, but you just said they're not affected. So
that's probably how I would implement it. I actually don't have a problem with stamina, making your player worse. I just do think it would be better, but people don't. You are shocked at the concept because of real life there is stamina, but like when you play futsal, stamina isn't as big of an issue. The thing is, like when you play like a smaller side of game, stamina can be it's actually harder to keep your energy because it's like basketball more. But usually when you play futsal or 5, 6, 7 aside, you get subbed on and off. So when I think of FIFA, but my point is when I think of FIFA, when I think of football video game, I'm not really thinking of 11 aside. I'm more thinking of smaller side, which is why the 1v1 dribbling stuff I like in football. Like I'm thinking of the smaller side of games because to me it is a smaller side of game. It's a video game. You're not actually on 11-11 pitch. I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting my points across correctly there, but like FIFA any football, it could be 5-a-side, 6-a-side, 7-a-side, 11-a-side. It doesn't really matter to me because I'm just trying to dribble and pass and stuff. I'm trying to do passing combinations, nice dribble and drop the shoulder. I don't care that it's 11-a-side really.
So you're expecting those players to be 100% efficient.
Yeah, my point is, I don't care about real life football in a video game.
No, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. So that's what I'm saying. So are you expecting your team? So I'm saying, so you're expecting the team you go into for minute 0. You expect that same kind of performance to 120 minutes.
I'm not expecting it. No, my point is.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Because if time doesn't matter, that means your team, how you start at minute 0 should be how you finish.
No, okay. My point. Okay, let me rephrase my point. My point should be that I would rather like stamina not be a thing than a really punishing stamina system. And
no stamina complete, no stamina at all.
I would much rather no stamina at all, which is basically what we have in eFootball at the moment.
Yes, no, there is definitely my Van Dijk dies, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think it matters that much when he goes low on stamina. Like it doesn't actually impact him that much.
No, you're dead. You're just that guy.
No,
bro. I feel that shit.
Yeah,
I feel it in FIFA and eFootball. FIFA's worse.
Yeah, FIFA's worse. I agree.
FIFA is worse.
Yeah, I agree. FIFA's worse, especially because it's so stupid in PES. It's always been like this. If your player has no stamina, like they're still. Do you know when I think I heard in eFootball that when you have no stamina, your player is actually not slower. They just have lower stats in their technical stats.
Yeah, they have those stats. Yeah, so they can't.
That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me.
Technically, you are slow.
No, but apparently the speed stat, like it like.
Yeah, speed stat goes down, dribbling goes down, shooting goes down.
In my head,
the only reason why you don't notice it is because your players have fighting spirit. That's why.
Yeah, but I think the game would be better if every player basically had, like, my point is, if every player had fighting spirit, essentially, and same with true pass. Like, I think we've talked about if every player had true pass, the game would just be better. Like, just have it like everyone's consistent. That's what I want, consistency.
Yeah, but then
the way.
Then what's the point of having Kante in your team? Because but the reason why you want Kante is because he can last 90 minutes and tackle 90 minutes. Then at that point, I might as well get some 60 rated Evo and just let him just run. Because then again, if he's going to run 90 minutes,
I think
he's got 99 tackles.
We can talk about this differently. I think we're gonna get distracted, but I think just to finish off, my point would be the way to make sure gegenpress isn't overpowered is you just pass around gegenpress. If you can't pass around it, tough luck, you're not good enough. Like, that's my opinion, and that's what I feel like it's like in eFootball at the moment. People complain about the constant pressing. I think it's a skill issue if you can't pass around it. Now you can argue that the gegenpressing is too easy because it's AI based. I don't think the strength of the gegenpress in eFootball is because of the stamina. It's the AI.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right, well, I think we should talk about stamina a different day. I think we could actually have a discussion about that. I think let's not because we could be here for an hour talking about that. We'll definitely talk about that a different day. But I do like what you're saying here about that when you control the player, and this is probably, instead of me saying there should be no stamina, this is probably the system I'd probably land on. When you control the player, the lack of stamina isn't really an issue. It's when they're not controlling the player that they're not. Yeah. Relentless supposed to have been changed to increase how quickly your short-term fatigue recovers. So your overall stamina doesn't, or is that in addition to your overall stamina? Because the thing is,
I think they're just talking about how it works. I think you have to actually go to the place to see how.
Okay, maybe we'll have a look. Also another thing, actually, did you know Relentless in FIFA previously? You probably did know it. It's not just stamina; it's also just makes you like stronger in tackles and fight for the badge more.
That is stamina.
No, no. If a player with 100 stamina without Relentless and a player with 100 stamina has Relentless, like at the start of the game, the Relentless player will tackle stronger, get more involved.
I didn't know about that. I thought it was.
You thought it was a function of stamina, yeah? No, like you thought when when your Valverde was going into tackles, it's because he has Relentless, which means he has more stamina. But if your Griezmann also had that stamina, he'd also, well, maybe not Griezmann, but the player with the same defensive stats would also go in with the same level of conviction. Now the relentless is actually making them go in harder.
No, maybe I just
So yeah, and that's what I don't like these. I don't know. I don't know if I like these hidden things or not. But like, fair enough, have the system, but just explain it to people. Like, don't. Actually, you know what? I think EA do explain it. Just no one read it. To be honest, actually, I'd have to go into the game. Alright, for clubs, short-term fatigue versus before. However, long-term fatigue doesn't accumulate for any player.
Yeah, because you're controlling the player. That's why.
So there's no long-term fatigue in pro clubs. There's only one stamina bar now.
No, so yes, if you're controlling the guy, it's still.
I think there's only one stamina bar now for clubs.
No, it's the same. It's the same. So for clubs, so basically, in like the first 45, if you burn your stamina,
yeah,
it will drop. But then after that, like long-term games, it's not going to affect you after.
I don't know what you're saying.
It says, look, for example, when short-term stamina depletes, the player is slower when running until the bar recovers. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the same.
Yeah, but okay, this part. However, long-term fatigue doesn't accumulate. So what's different?
Yeah, that part means so when it now resets, when it goes, so basically after you burn your stamina, when it goes back up, it doesn't drop. So your stamina bar still works the same, but it's just that it doesn't affect the length of your stamina. If that makes sense.
Okay, are you saying to me that?
So if you run across the pitch end to end, yeah, you will get tired.
But your long-term stamina
when he recovers, long-term doesn't change.
Okay, so basically the way the long-term stamina works now is, this is the way it works in football. It doesn't matter how much you run, you're just getting a percentage bleed. So
yeah,
your midfielder.
So for that moment in time, you are gonna feel the stamina.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Overall, doesn't.
No, okay. So long-term stamina, it doesn't matter how much you run anymore. It's all just how long are you on the pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We made the player indicator more responsive during gameplay. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Create a new overlay to display connection status. Okay, so that might explain to people that it doesn't, because this really annoys me when people say, "Oh, my internet's good." It doesn't matter if your internet's good. It matters about your ping, and then also it doesn't actually really matter if your ping is low if you have jitter. Okay, so hopefully they actually explain this to people, because they already have the symbols, but people don't know what the symbols mean. So hopefully people can get their head around that. Yeah, splitting the things. Here are the main. Do you want to go into the main differences of competitive gameplay? Okay. No, I think this makes me have more confidence in it now, because they're saying, they said earlier that this is gonna happen, because they're specifying that it's in competitive gameplay itself. That makes me more confident they're actually trying to get rid of those BS rebounds. Less AI defending. Yeah, okay. Fewer tackles and auto blocks. Do you know what they think about the less AI defending? Like football's dead. Like no one enjoys football anymore. Basically, I was watching some clips of Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo, and it's so funny seeing basically the football now looks like pre-patch FC25, and the football back then looks like that first week when they reduced all the AI defending. Like both teams, I think basically what happened back then is both teams sat deep, so there was loads of space in the middle, and whereas nowadays days both teams push up high, so there's no space in the middle. So I think we're gonna basically the patch they made in Christmas, more of that basically. Tighter control and dribbling, so more spazzy dribbling. I think basically that means less authentic visuals. Yeah. Okay. A new competitive camera. Whatever. Authentic gameplay. I don't really care about this, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, sliders, accessibility.
Yep.
I mean, we can make some make some LSD.
Playstyles, here we go.
Okay. Our goal and Cedar philosophy. Bring unique.
Unless you want to look at the simplified skill stuff, which is above, like they added the new
skills. So this is Smart Assist for skill moves, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Smart Assist for skill.
But apparently, unlike eFootball, on FIFA, you're more at an advantage if you manually do yourself, whereas compared to FIFA, eFootball, whereas it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Skills are slower.
Okay, players bring unique personality. The gap between top tier attributes and playstyle effects was too wide. True. Like, man,
This is your point.
Yeah, like
this is your point.
A card with 99 curve and 99 finish and just not having a playstyle like silver finesse and it ruining the card is crazy. Like, I had Puskas with those stats, I think, and like his finesse shots like were okay. Like, you could score them sometimes, but if you had a player with 80 finish and 80 curve and silver finesse shot, like we way better, way better. So yeah, hopefully this is true and we'll actually see it when we actually play the game. Rebalanced attributes to, yeah. Rebalanced playstyles to still offer unique and situational boosts. Yeah, so in my head, like, just get rid of silver playstyles. Just have the gold ones for like the crazy, like authentic, like, you know, stuff, and then the silver ones basically just become stats. Like, still have silvers in the game, but you only get the silver playstyle by meeting thresholds on the stats. That's how I do it. So if you want to finesse shot silver, you have to have 83 finish and 80 curve.
Like 85 long shots.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
This is there you go. This is it right here.
Okay, so this is Aerial Fortress, so they're copying Konami's.
It's just copying the whole stuff.
Yeah, but at least you get this for free.
Yeah, sure.
But they play the game, but we've removed the following playstyles and reworked their mechanics. Oh, so they removed Trivella and Flare, and then I think these two could have been mixed. To be honest, or these could be blended. To be honest, so a defensive player. So they have.
So basically, who has Aerial Fortress? The defensive players.
An offensive player who specializes in accurate headers. But this doesn't improve their ability to win headers, does it?
No, you're skipping. Like that's a different playstyle you're looking at. No, you're looking at precise header. That's what you just looked at just now.
Yeah, this is the description for precise header.
Yeah, but that's offensive, not defensive.
I know, but I'm trying to see. There's a for defensive.
It's Aerial Fortress, yeah.
Yeah, but there's no offensive one for winning headers. Like, no.
Yeah, that's it. Aerial, that's it right here.
No, listen, read the description. Where does it say you win more headers?
Oh, you said win more headers?
Yeah. It says you're more accurate with headers, but where is win headers?
That would be the other one, no? That would be the other one, the new playstyle. For attacking, maybe, the new one.
Well, I mean, look, the first part is about jumps and the second part is about defensive presence. Maybe that's that new box out system, but so yeah, if you put this on a striker, yeah, they probably win more headers, but I'm thinking, are they gonna put this on strikers? Like, maybe they will, maybe they won't. It all depends on if they give that one to strikers.
No, but that one only works for defensive scenarios.
You don't know.
It would never work attacking.
No, performs higher jumps and has physical defensive presence.
Yeah, look, it says a defensive player who dominates aerial battles only in defensive scenarios. This reconfigures
who dominates aerial only in defensive scenarios. Yeah, so
defensive.
Okay, so that's my first point. Yeah, my first point is where is the attacking one. Then my second point was, okay, you read the description. It does have separate, but if it's only given to defensive players, that's my I don't know. So I mean, I don't really care. I don't really care. But like,
no, I care. Mate, if my players have this, because remember that there was a thing up top where it said, oh, where like now with passing or through passes or crossing, it puts the ball directly in front of the guy now.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be so OP.
What, the defensive one?
Both defensive and offensive. If you don't have the defensive one, you're cooked. If you don't have that, you're cooked. Especially with driven headers where you can do like on headed downwards.
Yeah, but I'm trying what I'm trying to say is there's no equivalent for the attacking side for being good in the air.
So, yeah, there is.
Where do you see this?
Go down. Right there.
This one?
Enforcer, right there, yeah.
You could have told me that.
Yeah, I said go down. It's right there.
Wait, no, where does it say it?
Look, a physical attacker who takes control through shielding and initiates contact while dribbling.
Yeah.
For shielding.
When you're talking about aerial, the jumping.
Huh?
Where does it say anything about jumping and aerial ability?
Yeah, I mean, you can't jump.
Nah, you made something.
You
just made something up. Yeah, you just made something up.
It's just stats then.
For
jumping is just
okay,
stats.
Okay, it's just stats. Okay. That's what I'm curious about.
Oh, jumping is just stats. any action from it is playstyle.
So if the player has this playstyle defensively, you just can't win headers.
Winning headers, winning headers defensively is when the playstyle comes into the thingy. But jumping in general, that's based on your stats.
Okay, but the way it worked before is if the defender had aerial and your attacker didn't have aerial but had good jumping, the defender
the guy with aerial would win.
Yeah. And then if the attacker had aerial, then it kind of comes more balanced. Like the defender's going to win more often, but the attacker's going to win sometimes. But now we don't have an attacking equivalent for jumping as a playstyle. So if you have this playstyle, you always win defensive headers, or not always. There will be still. Now, look, if that's the decision they make, that's fair. Like I don't even have a problem with this. I'm just trying to understand: is that what's happening?
Go back to precision header real quick. Precision header, good on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, literally, that's it. That's literally it. With more focus on aerial battles.
Okay, but when we look at they can say something, but when you talk about gameplay effects, where does it say they're going to win more headers? I don't know why you're getting so stuck on this.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying like
defend. No one wins headers anyway. Like in game, the centre back. If you cross the ball into the box, the only way an attacker beats a centre back is if he positions himself. That's with the enforcer play style, right? To get ahead of the defender. Because if the defender is ahead of you, the defender's going to win 99% of the time, unless you have some, like you mentioned before, aerial, whatever. But that's where the jumping comes into.
Okay, but my point is, we know how reliant this game is on playstyles. And I know they're saying they're moving away from that, but we have to see it. Well, I'll believe it when I see it. If they don't have an attacking playstyle for winning headers, or if the aerial ability playstyle is literally just defensive headers, this doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think maybe they've done it like this to combat.
And again, I don't have an issue.
Abuse of like back in, I think, was it FIFA 23 or 24, where they Haaland was like the best player in the game because he had aerial plus.
Yeah,
maybe they're trying to fix that.
And I think I like that. Like, I think headers should only be won if the player is unmarked or has a position and reason to win the header. Like, I do like that, but I'm just trying to understand, is that the case? Like, because they didn't make, like, maybe they're trying to make it clear by omitting it, but maybe they should say, like, we don't want aerial plus on a playstyle for attackers. We want attackers to really only win headers if, one, the defender is weak in the air, like they don't have the playstyle, or they're out of position. Like we're saying, if you have Van Dijk and he's in position, don't worry about it. He's got it.
Mm.
If that's the case, that's the case, and I think I like that.
Now this is the part right here.
Inventive, combined Flair and Trivella. Yeah, it is a bit weird why Flair and well, I can understand why Flair was his own playstyle, but why was Trivella its own playstyle? Like, why didn't they just move it into Flair or something beforehand?
No, Trivella's in 2. Is in Game Changer and.
No, I'm talking about last year. Like, why was Trivella?
Oh, last year, okay.
Why was it a playstyle? Like, it's such a rare thing to have. Like, the playstyles are kind of broad. I feel like they're not just like, it's not like in eFootball where chop turn is a skill. You know what I mean? Like in FIFA, the playstyle seems to be kind of broad archetypes of players. Like, this player cuts inside and shoots. This player runs at speed with the ball. Like, whereas they just had Trivella on its own. So, okay, so yeah, it's mixed. That's good. Game changer.
Okay, so in the other one is for passes. This one's for like the game changer part is shooting.
Yeah, and this is so if you have game changer, you can't do Trivella shots, can you?
No. Oh, game changer you can do Trivella shots.
Sorry, yeah, if you don't have inventive, yeah.
Inventive, you can't do Trivella shots.
Okay, I like that. And then this is basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah, and then
so that means someone like Modric should have game changer and
probably should have both.
The other one.
Yeah.
But then some people just do Trivella passes, or maybe only have Trivella.
Or Esma would have both.
Maybe so maybe someone like Neymar would have Trivella passes, but not Trivella shooting.
Or Yamal would definitely have the passing.
Yeah, Yamal will have passing, but might not have the Trivella shooting because he doesn't do it.
Well, he probably could. He definitely could do it, but he doesn't need to because he's on the right.
So
you'd
have that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, and like it is weird, like how I don't know if Yamal has Trivella by default in EAFC, but if he doesn't, he can hit the shots with them, but he can't do the
But now you
passes.
can't. Yeah, I think now they said if you don't have playstyle, you do laces. You hit with the laces.
Yeah. Well, look, he'll have the playstyle. Like you definitely will have
This right here, that enforcer thing is gonna be my.
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about, Haaland.
This is gonna be my playstyle.
Like they could have just. I know they do like faceless things here. They could have just put Haaland here. Like they could have just put Haaland in for this one.
That's before it, and this is with it.
So no, yeah, that was without it. Yeah. So I think this could work with like when they give it.
Oh my god!
Like when their first Messi card with Enforcer Base comes out, you're gonna know about it. Like, you know what I mean? The dribblers. This isn't just strong players. This is dribblers, I think, as well.
Yeah. So my thing is I think there's two, right? There's press proven and there's this, right? There's two of them.
Yeah.
So press proven would probably be for like the dribblers who are just good at protecting the ball.
Okay.
And then the people who are like a menace to defenders, people like Haaland, they'd have this.
Yeah.
People like Lukaku would have this because they're also good at shooting the ball. They're also good at pushing.
So Lukaku, so Hazard would have press proven. Lukaku would have enforcer, and Ibra might have both.
Someone could have both.
Yeah,
but I don't think someone like Haaland would only have enforcer.
Ibra is like one of the only ones off the top of my head I can think of like would have both.
Yeah. Lukaku should have both. Yeah.
No, not like I said Ibra.
Ibra would have. I have no idea.
You don't think?
Yeah, Ibra would have both. Ibra would probably have both. Maybe. Yeah. Might have enforcer silver, but you should have both.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Ball playing keeper. Okay. Wide back, inverted wing back. They already had that with false back, I think, a little bit. Maybe it's a bit different.
Do you know what I just realized? Enforcer is the attacker's version of Bruiser.
Yeah. No, because Haaland had Bruiser. Haaland had Bruiser, yeah.
He'd probably lose Bruiser but gain this.
Yeah. And but it's not just a name change, it's actually it changes how it works.
Oh, yeah, I'm for that.
Okay, FCIQ. So this is what you were saying. Versatile focus. Okay, yeah, that's what you were saying about the Pep thing, and my idea. It was a good idea, to be fair, though.
There you go. The thing says, the versatile winger decides when it is right to opportunity to attack or defend. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So I'm going to be spamming that.
Yeah.
My name, I will be using that. The classic 10.
Drastically reduce the negative impact of being out of position. I'm not sure about that.
Same.
Yeah, like I think they should just give players more positions. Like if you can play, they don't have half positions, do they? They should just have half positions. Actually, no. What I said is, I think what I said was that every player should be able to play
plus. But then if you can't play, just have a plus up. That's the same thing.
I was thinking I said every player should be able to play every position, so every player can play left back, right back, whatever. So that's no role, and then every player that's a left winger like Neymar, or Foden at right wing would have every role at +1, and then they'd have their good ones at ++. I think that was my suggestion. Players can go play on the 4th position. Okay, like Neymar. I don't know if Neymar's ever played right mid. He would be okay there. You know what I mean? Like he would be okay. Like
I'm just against. To be honest, I'm just against. I get what you're saying, but I'm just against the thing. I'm so against it.
No. My point is, give Neymar like he's okay at right mid, but make it so if I put Kyle Walker, maybe not Kyle Walker because he has to play centre back. If I put Frimpong in centre back, he's gonna have this out of position thing, and he's gonna be shit.
Okay. Oh, you're saying.
So I'm saying do the eFootball approach where players have loads of positions. Some of them are at half proficiency though.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it'll be more roles. Oh, they're gonna add more role pluses. Okay, wide back, a central defender who opens wides to cover for the fullbacks. So I think this means.
That's nice.
Is this who would this be? Is this when if you're playing 4 at the back, your DM
3 at the back? This is 3 at the back. This is good for 3.
I was gonna say it's good for you starting 4 at the back. Your DM drops into the middle, and your wide backs push out wide.
This is perfect.
Okay.
Because then also in a fullback as well, ideally you can do that as well. In a fullback, you could have your fullbacks on attacking versatile, whatever it is now, and then your centre backs will go wide, and then your DM will just drop into the.
That's visual. I said. Yeah. That's what I just said.
Yeah. That's
you're saying it, but you're saying in a 3 back. How would you do it?
In a 3-back,
you're just playing wide. And you're just playing. You're just playing wide, and
yeah,
you're just giving up space in the middle a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
So basically, Pep 2010 is back. 2009.
Okay, they kind of already have this with false back, but I think false back tries to sit in center mid, whereas this one's just gonna be they're gonna underlap like the way a wing back would usually overlap. This one's just gonna underlap.
What the hell is a box crasher?
It's like I think it's like Declan Rice.
Yeah. It's like Declan Rice. Yeah,
is that happening? Yeah.
Oh, it's basically box to box, but ball winning.
All right. I think it's box to box. I think it's a defensive midfielder or Rodri even. Rodri's done it a few times where they are a defensive midfielder, but they'll make that run sometimes. Yeah, look, if the opportunity arises. Okay, no, they said they don't defend like they don't consider it a priority. In my head, it would have been defending is a priority, but they will sacrifice it to go make the runs. Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. A ball playing keeper, so basically sweeper keeper, but they actually step up to play passes to. New focus, versatile.
Oh, there we go. Versatile place is complete. Oh, there we go. Classic 10, we will be there.
But it's only added to a few of them.
Yeah, so there's no more complete. Wait, so fullbacks have complete now? It's better. No, I'm just saying basically because complete is now versatile. So technically, fullbacks have complete. Classic 10s have complete. Wingers didn't have complete, but they do now.
Okay.
So it was only advanced forward that had complete back then.
But complete, it is it's now called versatile, but versatile makes more sense because versatile just means they do what makes sense. They complete would kind of indicate to me that they defend, attack, do everything. Whereas versatile means they just, if they're a winger, they'll make runs out wide, even as an inside forward, if it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, we worked wide mid. Yeah, wide mid was quite good. They just didn't get forward.
Bro, you just missed the most important one. How could you miss that?
This one?
False 9 attack. We never had that.
Makes runs into the box from deep, following the ball closely. Yeah, so they should be deep in the build-up, and then...
Yeah, and then... So that back it could we score.
Once they get to the byline or something, then you make the cut, run for the cutback. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that clip.
Messi would cook it now.
Yeah. It's like that defensive instruction on the striker we did in eFootball. Yeah. Okay, I think this might be too granular. I think we don't have to worry about this too much.
No, we don't.
But no, I do like that you can put specific players on the posts.
Yeah, they got the Arsenal.
Yeah. Arsenal fans are loving this. Quality of life changes.
But more bullshit.
Yeah, rush, don't care, skill moves.
For the keeper.
Do I care about skill moves? Explosive step over. Okay, I might like explosive step over. This might make Ronaldo and R9 feel like they should.
Yeah, see, that is quick.
Advanced heel flip.
So really, there's no need for L2 R2 at this point.
Yeah, you can do this kind of, or even if you can do it with the effort dribbling.
Right. You can Elastico as a.
Okay, this is what I'm talking about. R9.
Yeah, step over. Yeah, CR7 right there.
Yeah. And then this is smart assist, is it?
Yeah. Apparently, this is meant to be slower. It takes a long time to activate.
Look, I don't care about it. If it's worse, I don't care. Even if it's better, I don't really care. Adjusted lane change to be faster. Adjusted jog variation of jog back. Okay, there's just very small things they're changing.
Oh wait, but the skill move only does 3 things though. The assisted thing. It does a roulette, drag turn, and a flare nutmeg.
Yeah, this is smart assist, but done correctly. Like,
yeah,
it's
okay. That's fine.
This is for people who don't even understand that there is another option and the other skills are faster and stuff. Yeah, that's what I should be like.
Move right. Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. No, this one I like for clubs. If we go back into 11v11, your position doesn't your rating your position doesn't influence your rating on clubs anymore. Where does it?
Yeah.
It says it somewhere. They say it does.
I thought it was.
Oh, maybe I've seen it on Twitter.
I thought it affected
notified
based on your role. I thought it affected based on your role instead of like your position. If you were like a deep lying playmaker or something, then it would allow you drop back and it wouldn't affect your.
No. Listen. This is the highlight. So the importance of positioning is lower now, and then in clubs it's gone. So I think in clubs you can be left back and you're playing right wing, and it's not lowering your rating, which is good because okay, in drop ins, yeah, it's a bit annoying because you're playing with morons. But when you're not playing with drop ins, like the positioning is not where you need to be, especially on the ball. Off the ball, it's quite good, but on the ball, I find. Oh no, sorry, the other way around. But yeah, rule changes improved. Okay, good. More red cards. Remade the offside logic to improve the accuracy of calls. How could they have offside wrong? It's like it's a computer. They know where everything is on the pitch. How could they have offsides wrong before?
No, well, if they were trying to mimic realism, then it would make sense.
Nah, I think they had it wrong, never noticed, and didn't give a shit.
They definitely noticed, but they just could be asked.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't give a shit. Okay, so we kind of talked for a while there. Overall thoughts. You're excited. I'm excited too. I think I'm a little bit more cautious than you, but I'm trying to be devil's advocate a little bit.
I am excited.
So you're more excited for this than eFootball, yeah?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think the same for me, to be honest. Like so I do have an EAFC channel. If you don't know, I will be uploading. I don't upload to it now, but I'll definitely be uploading.
I'll put it this way: the only way I could come back to eFootball, yes, if the gameplay is great, I'll be back. No, like you know what I'm saying. But the only way I come back is if they drop R9 and Sedan. And with this current gameplay, that's the only way.
Man, my eFootball channel or my EAFC channel will come up. There we go. So this is my AFC channel. I don't upload to it now, but I will be uploading again when FC 26 comes out. So if you're into FC, and if you've watched this entire video, you probably are, because it's a long one. Check out the channel. All right, Johnny. Thanks for hopping back on. Good to see you back.
No problem, bro. No problem.
I'll see you soon. All right. We'll do the same for Battlefield Reveal, will we?